What's up, guys? Welcome back to Mental Health Miss Maddie, and today we're going to be talking about how to accept treatment. We're going to go over some of situations that can be good, bad, and negative in a psych hospital, and I'm answering a lot of your guys' questions. So let's go to the intro. Alright, we're back. Okay, so I wanted to walk through, we've done kind of admissions and schedules and stuff, but I wanted to go over accepting help and how to show you're wanting help versus not wanting help while you work at the psych hospital. And bear with me, I have shot this 3 times. My mic went out on the first one, so sorry, the audio might be not as beautiful as usual. Then I forgot to turn the camera on the second one, so here we are for take 3. Please, let's get through it. Okay. So here's how I look at it. When a kid comes in and they're scared, this is how I want you guys to picture this, because I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in what we see in movies and what we see in comments that we don't go in open-minded, which is why I fight for you guys when kids are on my posts commenting traumatic or negative experiences, because I genuinely want you to walk into a psych hospital ready to accept treatment and understanding that you are going in open-minded, wanting help, not to be scared. Because take it like this. I get body shamed every single day on TikTok. I get called fat and ugly and all these horrible things, okay? If you're seeing that and all you're seeing are these negative things, you're less likely to make a TikTok video because you're scared. You're scared to do your first one in fear that people are going to attack you. Same thing goes if you're commenting negative things about a psych hospital, you're going to scare kids. Now, I've said this in many TikToks, I'm not silencing you. Hey guys, okay, stop. So this is my version of a commercial, so bear with me. So I did a couple things. First, bracelets are out this month, are going great. They're almost sold out. You can buy them in a bundle now. But what I'm super excited to announce is that now we have this texting system where I can text you guys good night and good morning throughout the day and just check on you guys. So let me go over it real quick. So you pay $3 a month. I'm sorry, I had to charge. I didn't want to, but it covers the fees that the app cost. So, but this is what you get. It looks like a normal text message from me, and it just says, good night, I just want you to know the world shines brighter with you in it. Tonight might be tough, but you are tougher. Stay strong, sending lots of love. Then this morning I sent, good morning, use today to find a new coping skill. Reach out to each other and make a friend. You'll get through today. Be strong, Team Maddie forever loves you. And these are just little reminders to get you through the day. So to get this, go to my Patreon below, and then once you pick which one you want, there's 3 different packages you could get. I didn't want it, but Patreon makes you make them. Or I couldn't figure out how to delete them. But you can do a $3 one, which just is the text messages and does allow you to message me on the site. I'm keeping that open for now because I think it's important for you guys to have a way to access me that's more monitored. So through this, I can text you, but also if you go to the website, once you subscribe, you can DM me on there and I will answer and talk to you guys. The second package or the third package, I can't remember which, a lot of people charge like $500 for it. I only put the highest one at $25 because I get so uncomfortable talking money with you guys and asking you to buy stuff. I always feel guilty. But anyway, one of the packages allows you to get all the Zoom codes for all the dance parties and special lives and just a bunch of cool stuff and merch discounts. So go check it out. The links are below. I just love the opportunity to be able to reach out and talk to you guys. So yeah, go ahead and check that out. Also, links for Eric and I's collabs will be down there too. So bracelets out, meet and greets are going fabulous, and this new texting app is absolutely the coolest thing ever. And yeah, I look forward to messaging you. I've actually been on the app all day just messaging fans, and I let a couple of them video call me in my free time. So go check it out. Alright, back to episode 4. At all. This is me saying in my upcoming video, I've been doing research. I'm going to sit down with you just like this, and we're going to go over how to report neglect and abuse at a hospital or any medical appointment. I feel like it's very important, though, that I spend time doing the research and getting the resources ready for you guys rather than throwing it out there and it being incorrectly. So in a few weeks, we'll do that. But for now, I just ask, if you have a negative experience, don't use my platform to talk about it, only because I worry that it's going to scare a suicidal kid off. But you know what? If you want to post about it on yours, go for it. If you want to, write into the state, go for it. But I'm going to give you the correct and appropriate resources later on in a video once I find out if it's per state or how it goes. But let's say you walk in and you're terrified. You've heard nothing but bad stories. Your friend went, they said they got strapped down and got booty juice, which if you watch any of my stuff, I stay really, 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 really far away from the booty juice because it's such a touchy subject. But anyway, you come in and you're scared, and I see you're scared, and I'm like, hey, are you okay? And you're like, no, I'm terrified. Like, I've heard nothing but bad stories about this. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna be like, okay, well, let's do your papers, and I've already gone over what papers are. And then I'm gonna be like, I'll walk you around the hospital. You want to get a snack at the vending machine? I'll call campus, be like, hey, can you, tap me out? I want to help this kid. And I'm going to explain to you. A lot of the times they have certain questions that are really, specific, and here's how I answer them. They come in scared and they're like, I heard you have a safe room and that's where you lock people in and like it's padded and people go crazy in there. No. You know what I'm going to be like? It's a padded room for your safety, because we do get a lot of headbangers. We get a lot of people who want to punch stuff, and you know what? That's so they don't break their wrist or get a concussion every time they do that. And that's okay, but it's not meant to be scary. If you need the time in there, just be like, come up with the code word and be like, tomato. And I'm going to know, okay, you're going to the safe room. I'll check on you in a second. You're allowed to, go in there whenever you want, as long as you're being safe. Another thing is, they're like, why do I have to change out of my clothes? Why? And they get mad. Well, I try to tell people, in times of uncertainty, we lash out. I lash out when I'm uncertain, when I'm nervous, when I'm anxious. We all do it. And that's okay. So when a kid wants to fight me on, having to not wear scrubs, I'm going to be like, or not wearing their street clothes, I'm going to be like, look, here's why, X, Y, Z. Does that help? How can I help you, make this an easier transition? What can we do? Because I get it. It is different. You're in a new environment. It's scary. There's a whole bunch of people on the unit already. Those guys have been here for a few days. They know the rules. You don't. You feel like you're walking into their territory and they're staring at you. So I'm going to help you. A lot of kids come in. I have dietary orders. I have an allergy. What do I do? Okay. Well, let's talk about it. The dietitian comes, they should already have your orders, because if you came from a hospital, they got the information. If not, what are your dietary restrictions? What can I tell the dietitian or your therapist? That way it ensures you get the right food for tonight or this morning. That way you don't have to worry about food, because that can be a stress and a trigger is, the fear of the unknown, the fear of not getting the food, or the fear of, getting food that's going to make your throat close. I get it. I've been anaphylactic. I get it. So we will just reassure them. Another one is that they're afraid the kids will gang up on them. And that is a very real thing. I hate to admit it, but sometimes the kids do. And it's genuinely because we get the kids who stay long-term that shouldn't, but do because of insurance. Or we get the ones who don't find placements, so they're there longer because they can't go to residential. If they gang up on you, they gang up on you, and we're going to help you out. We're not going to let them actively bully you in front of everyone. At least I won't. I'm going to nip it, because that's not helping your treatment. You shouldn't come in with everyone, ganging up on you. If you feel like you're walking in their territory, yeah, there are a lot of kids that come from jail. But guess what? At the end of the day, we're all human and we're all DNA, and they're all there for a reason, and it's to get help. So if you feel like you're walking into a territory that's, has, people ganging up on you, we're going to fix it. We're not just going to feed you to the wolves and be like, sorry, guess they don't like you. No, I'm going to do some group activities to get you interacting with each other and get you guys loosened up, because once we usually do that, you guys are usually okay. Another question we get is, and they come in and they're like, I feel really anxious. I was told I was going to be in a room and never let out. No, I'm going to reassure you, you're going to come out of the room. Now with COVID, it has completely changed. I believe they're not letting you guys completely leave the units, which I get is rough. Because the way ours is, the two I work at are both connected, either on the ground floor or on the top floor. So you have to go through every unit, and if someone were to have COVID, that would just spread it. However, I'm not really sure what both are doing right now to get you guys outside. But I know you get outside time because, I mean, we always take you out. But I took this past month off to focus on you guys and getting the message across about helping you. But it's simple. You know, if you're scared, then ask us. We'll explain it. I'm going to take the extra mile to make you feel comfortable. The way you can go into your doctor's appointment are two ways. You can come in ready to fight and be like, you don't know what you're talking about. I've already been to a therapist and a doctor and medicine doesn't work. Or you just listen. Just listen to what the doctor has to say and have an honest conversation with him. If you're honest and you're just like, look, this is how I feel. You know, this medicine makes me tired. This one gives me mood swings. This one makes me not hungry. This one makes me eat a lot. If you're just honest, they'll respect that. Do I always agree with what the doctors do? No. Not at all. But I can't say that. You have to respect them. If you don't agree, you just respect them and move on. You know, move on and be like, okay, well, I see my therapist tomorrow. Maybe I'll just talk to my therapist. Go into your therapy appointment very open-minded. It's a new therapist. They have not probably talked to you. They're getting notes from a hospital who's not, you know, they're not therapists. So just give them the benefit of getting to know you. Answer their questions. If they recommend a different coping skill, give it time, you know, be like, no, I've tried that. Do you have another suggestion? Just don't be like, my previous therapist said it and now look at where we're at. No. They don't know that. They don't know what your previous therapist did or didn't do to help you. Give them time. It's going to be okay. You know, they will reach out and help you. You just have to get them to the point of where you're like, this is what I've done in the past. This is what works. This isn't what worked. So that's if a kid comes in scared or nervous or needing help. Then there's the other side that come in and they're ready to fight. And I get it. I get you're frustrated. You're a teenager. You don't know how to process all of your emotions. Your brain's not fully developed and you're still struggling on top of life. And I get it. But if you come in ready to fight, there's going to be a whole nother side of us you're going to have to see. Because, I mean, there's kids that come in all the time. They walk in, get in my face and cuss me out. And I'm like, okay, now I got to set some pretty strict boundaries with you. Versus you come in and you're like, I'm nervous, but I'm going to try. I'm going to take you places and I'm going to give you like food and rewards and I'm going to, praise you a lot more versus if I have to put up really hard boundaries your first day, you're probably not going to like me or this place, you know. There's kids that come in swinging at us. Being aggressive is never the answer, you know. Just go in willing to accept help. Now, here's what I tell kids if you have an issue. If you have an issue and it's like, I'm really struggling, I don't like the food, you know, I'm struggling, it makes me sick, don't announce it, don't tell it in front of everyone. Pull us aside. Hey, Miss Maddie, this food, it gives me really bad stomach problems. What do I do? Like, I'm starving. I'm going to be like, what do you want? Like, McDonald's? What do you want? I'll go get it approved right now and I'll go, I'll get it on my break. That's the type of stuff where if you show that you're willing to accept help and you're not going to give us trouble, I'm going to go that extra mile, I get it if you have OCD because I really, really, really struggle with it. If you go, oh my God, a shower at night? No, I take my showers in the morning. Like, how am I going to function? I get it. Again, step back. Miss Maddie, look, I take showers in the morning. I can't function. This would really help my treatment. I'm going to be like, that's fine. Go take a shower. I'll cover. And I'm going to email your therapist and be like, can we put this in their safety plan? Because they usually take it in the morning and they feel like they could benefit it. A lot of times kids want to bring stuff. So here's my advice. If you have something you want to bring into the hospital, and this is what you should bring. If I were you, and this is pertaining to ours because we make you guys change into scrubs, I would bring a second pair of clothes because here's why. If you attempted and you ended up in a hospital, I would not want to walk away after treatment ends and I get discharged wearing the same clothes. For me, that's kind of traumatic. A lot of kids don't seem to mind it, but for me, I'd be like, no, I don't want to wear those, I think that's also just having to be like, I want to walk out of the hospital fresh and with a new start. I always say, if you have something soft that's like a pillow you like or a stuffed animal, bring it. Because guess what? At first, they're probably going to be like, no, and they'll put it in your cubby. But then if you come up to me and you're like, look, I have this thing and squeezing it helps me. It's soft and it helps my senses and it calms me down. I'm going to go email your therapist. Or I'm going to call them, depending on how much you need it, and be like, look, they hold this and it helps them, can they have it on the unit? It's a good coping skill. They feel like they can't successfully complete treatment without having it. 9 out of 10 times they're going to say yes. They may say leave it in your room until you need it, need it. If not, and you're responsible with it, sometimes they'll let you take it on the unit. It's all based on how responsible and how much you're willing to get help is kind of how things start opening up. Another thing I would bring is just anything you have that's soft or smelly. So a kid the other day brought one of my, I use those little lavender rollies, and they took it. And this is where I kind of got upset. I was like, okay, well, this helps this kid. And they're like, well, they could self-harm with it. And I was like, well, what if we do this? You know, and I took it and I was like, every single day, I'll take their wrist, I'll roll it on, we'll administer it. You know, like when they start feeling stressed and need the lavender, boom, we'll do it. And that is how we compromised. And they said that was fine. So you just have to look for different ways, you know, to get out and find things to help you that you can bring in the hospital. These things are one of my favorite coping skills. If you look in my studio, you can't really see it, or I've turned the camera. I have 7 of these that sit over there on my futon. Reason being is on days where I'm stressed, like right now where I filmed the video 4 or 5 times, I'm gonna go lay on these because I smell them with lavender, or I spray them with lavender, and it's just like, it's just soothing and it helps me. I'm very, very, very big into lavender, if you haven't noticed. And you know what? If I were ever admitted into a psych hospital, crazy as this is, I'd walk up there with something lavender and be like, I have to have this every day. It's what helps. And I'd fight for it. And it's okay to fight for it. It's okay to fight for your rights. If a staff is being mean to you, fight for it. You have every right to stand up for yourself. Just don't go in ready to fight, you know? You're allowed to stand up for yourself. I think I'll do a video too on how to stand up for yourself to a staff and how to report a staff. That way, there are several tips and tricks you'll want to know specifically in that. Another video I'd like to put out is one where I go through and I tell you, you know, how to report abuse and neglect at any medical appointment. That way you guys have officially it. But also, I really, really, really want to go, and I should have done this for the first video, so I apologize, but how to ask for help. Because asking for help is terrifying. So I think it'd be very beneficial to do like a video on, you know, writing letters or reaching out to a trusted adult. All of which I really want to do. So, this concludes episode 4. I love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. Like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, you know, it might be a bad day, month, or year, but it is not a bad life. Team Maddie has your back. Bye, guys.